You're listening to Living in Spain podcasts with David Wright.
Hi, my name's David Wright and welcome to another one of my podcast episodes. So today I want to give you a little bit of inspiration. It's not just about me, it's about other people as well and what you can do and achieve in life. Okay, so today it's Wednesday the 23rd of November 2022. So let's go back a few months. Last June, I decided that I wanted to go out and get myself fit. I wanted to go out for a run. I've been putting on a little bit of weight, and I've been building my house here in Spain for 3 years now, and I've been physically active and doing lots of things. So the last 6 months, work has been a bit easier, and I've put on a few pounds around my waist. Nothing too much, just a few stone that I shouldn't have, and I wasn't happy with it. So I wanted to do something about it. And last June, I went out and I started going for a run. I went outside my front door and I ran to the end of the street. I got to the end of the street, or almost to the end of the street, which is about 100 yards long, and I was puffing and panting. I couldn't get my breath and I had to stop. I walked back home slowly, thinking how disgusted I was with myself and that, this is out of order, something's got to change. Now, I'm 60 years old and I used to be really fit and healthy, and this just wasn't right for me, and I just didn't feel comfortable about it. So I made a promise to myself then that I was going to change, I was going to do something about it. We all make these promises. We all try these things, I know. But anyway, this is how it went. So I started going out 3 times a week. I wasn't going to overdo it, and I just did little runs, just to the end of the street and then a little bit more. And I used to mark where I was running to, and then just say, right, tomorrow I'm going to go to that next tree. Tomorrow I'm going to go to the end of the street. And just slowly, very, very slowly, just to build myself up into it. And after a couple of months, I was getting better and I could run round the block. Then I got an application off my mobile, and I plotted a route which was 5 kilometres, and that was my goal. I was going to try and run a 5k run without stopping. Anyway, today I'd done my second 5k run in under 30 minutes. Now, I wasn't going flat out or anything, just a fairly even, gentle jog, but non-stop. Now, for a 60-year-old man to be able to run for half an hour, or just under half an hour, non-stop, that's pretty good going, I think, and I feel pretty pleased with myself. It wasn't the fastest time I've done. I have done a little bit faster. One day I had a bit more energy, but this is the point. Little and often, I go out 3 times a week. I sometimes go out on the mountain bike, and I do the same track, but on the mountain bike, which is a lot easier. It's a bit quicker, but it's still getting me out there. It's getting me, active and doing something. It's all about taking action on a daily basis and pushing yourself and setting goals and trying to reach these goals and push yourself to the next goal. Now, something else here. A few months ago, well, it was 6 months ago actually, a friend of mine asked about moving to Spain, and he said he was going to do it, and he set himself a goal to come here for next January, which looks really good and on track now. But he said he didn't speak any Spanish and he was going to learn, and I told him how I learn and things he could do in the UK to help improve without spending a lot of money on lessons, some of the apps he could try, and some of the things that I practiced which really helped. And last night I spoke to him, and we had a conversation on WhatsApp, a live conversation over the phone for about 15-20 minutes, all in Spanish. And I spoke to him and I asked him some basic questions about what he'd been up to that day, what he's thinking about doing, how his plans are going for Spain. And he answered me. It wasn't perfect, but I understood him, and he understood 90% of what I said. Now, 6 months ago, he couldn't have understood anything I said to him, and he couldn't have replied to me of any of the questions. So 6 months he's been practicing. 6 months he's been taking daily action, listening to the tapes in his car, on his headphones when he's at the gym and things like that. And that goal is really achieved now. He's really achieved the goal where he can speak basic Spanish when he comes here, and that's going to help him more than he'll understand once he's here. So whatever it is you want to do, whatever your goals are, just break it down into small chunks and make small steps. Don't go out and say, right, I'm going to run a marathon, that's my goal. If that is your end goal, that's fine, but break it down into small steps and do little bits at a time, and give yourself a pat on the back for each time you've done something. Even if you didn't reach that goal that day, just give yourself a pat on the back for going to have a try. It's all about taking action daily. Now, it's not until you get out of your comfort zone here that you really understand that your comfort zone wasn't that comfortable after all. So guys, whatever it is you're after, whatever your goals are, you can do it. You can do anything at any age. I've proven this many times in my life, and I've done it again today. 60 years old and running 5k in 28 and a half minutes. I think that's pretty good going, and anyone that's into running will probably agree with me. It's all about diet as well. I've changed my diet. I'm eating healthier. That helps a lot as well. But anything you want to do, you can do if you break it down into goals. Now, put in the comments what your goal is, so you've written it down. Once you've written it down, it has to come true as long as you take action. So what is your goal and what are you doing to make it come true?
If you have enjoyed this podcast by David Wright, then you will love his new books. Out now on Amazon and Kindle, packed with money-saving tips and information on living and working in Spain. Just go to livinginspainbooks.com. David also has a popular blog for expats in Spain. Come and take a look now at BritishExpatsInSpain.com.